this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill them.
Wait a second.
Oh, no.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobukijake.
Hi.
And we're here to show you what we got.
Yeah.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
Whew, well, we got a lot to go over today.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let Jake start us off. We got 8 pickups today.
Indeed. Well, mine has a very very definite theme, which is to say it's from a Kino Lorber pickup. Kino recently did, I think they call it their Rocktober sale. They do a big October sale each time, and usually has some pretty fun stuff. And I think the items I purchased were either $8 or $10. Like so overall, I got a lot for relatively little, and more than expected. The one I'm going to kick off with, when I opened up the box and I was shuffling through, I was like, "What the hell's? I don't remember ordering this." But I looked at it and I was like, and then I looked at the receipt and I was like, "This sent me a free movie." Which is cool. I mean, I don't expect that. So, I got a film called Love Me Tonight.
All right.
Which stars Maurice Chevalier. And also you got Charlie Ruggles, Jeanette MacDonald, Charles Butterworth, and Myrna Loy. Filmed by Ruben Mamoulian, the director of Mark of Zorro, among other things. Which I've seen Mark of Zorro, and it's a perfectly entertaining film that actually I think I almost bought, but I didn't. So, still, this is, I'm well familiar with the name Maurice Chevalier, but I can't recall if I've seen any of his. We have a cat playing just behind the camera.
If you hear her clicking.
If you hear her clicking. But if you look at this, it actually has pretty decent bonus features. Actually, a lot more than is usual for Kino. So that's really cool. And you can see on the back here, you can see 1932. So, pretty old film. But, yeah, in the realm of surprise freebies, it's a pretty nice one.
See, I only know Chevalier from the Marx Brothers routine that they did at on Monkey Business, where they all they managed to come upon Chevalier's passport, so they're trying to use it to exit the ship.
Well, he wasn't actually in it, right? It was
just like they just had like his picture with the passport. So they kept singing the song, and Harpo does it, and it sounds almost perfect. Then you find out back he's got a record player playing in the back of him. So my theme, I have a theme this time, not just random picks, and that is space savers. Each one of these items was purchased or obtained in order to save space. Now it's going to be an anime heavy one, but the first 3 are not, and the first 4 I don't really have anything to show. But on the 4th one, I'll include a picture so that you guys can see what it was, because I sold the item, unfortunately dirt cheap, that I used to do that because eBay put it as auction instead of buy it now like I wanted. So the first one here is one I got when my father passed, And it's one I've been meaning to get for a while, but it's out of print, so they always charge an arm and a leg for the damn thing. And that's the Earnest Triple Feature Pack.
Oh.
Now, I had all these individually. I mean, Earnest Goes to Camp, Scared Stupid, and Earnest Goes to Jail. But this saves a lot. That's 2 DVD spaces that I am saving. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And all 3 of these movies are great movies. Earnest Goes to Camp was one that me and my father watched all the time in my childhood. So just briefly, I'll go through them. Earnest Goes to Camp is about, Earnest is just like kind of a camp maintenance guy. And he ends up trying to save a camp from a developer who wants to level it. Mm-hmm. After selling it to the developer. But he manages to get the kids together, and him and the turtle paratroopers save the day.
Death from above, you know what I mean?
Well, that was my father's favorite thing. He loved the turtle paratroopers.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but I'm glad that he had it, never opened it, so it's also brand new.
What are you doing, Foo?
Earnest Scared Stupid is a good one for Halloween. Didn't get to it this year. There's been a lot of
I wanted to.
trials and tribulations over Halloween. So all of our plans that me and my wife had went to the garbage because there was no motivation to do anything. But we were going to watch like at least one Halloween-related movie a day. And we're going to have a do-over sometime this year. And Earnest Scared Stupid is one of those. Basically, it's about a troll that gets awakened and turns these kids into dolls. And they use molds from killer clowns from outer space for the trolls, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's probably the closest thing to a scary Earnest movie. For a child, this actually is a little bit creepy. I thought it was creepy when he turned those kids into dolls.
Yeah.
There. So that one also, very good. Probably the last of the 4 really good Earnest films. Earnest Goes to Jail also kind of hit that tail end there, where Earnest and his lookalike get switched, and the lookalike's on death row, and Earnest works in a bank, which is pretty convenient considering that his double was a bank robber.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. It kind of came across almost like a Pee-wee, a Big Adventure movie in a way, because of the way that he has both him and Pee-wee tend to share the same type of Rube Goldberg house design. And you see it also in Ernest Saves Christmas. But to me, these 3 plus Ernest Saves Christmas, if you're gonna watch Ernest films, get those. Any others, I mean, they're okay, but in reality, you're probably better off just getting those 4.
Those are the essentials.
Those are the essentials.
All right. Now, a film that is supposedly an essential, I have not yet seen it. It's been on my radar for a long time. Is one that I believe has generally run a little bit over 10, and I didn't get it, but when I was able to get it for 10, I was like, well, hell, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get it. And that's a movie called The Kid Stays in the Picture, which came out in 2002, so it's just shy of 20 years old. And it definitely crossed my radar then, and it stayed on my radar. I just never got around to it. But this one also does have a few bonus features. A few of these do, actually. But it's based on real events, supposedly. For the life of me, I can't remember if it's a full-on doc or if it's like a docudrama. Do you remember offhand? Yeah. I want to say it's a documentary, but I really couldn't swear to it. But it's directed by Brett Morgan and Annette Burstein. And it's basically about the guy, Robert Evans. He's the first actor to run a major Hollywood studio and was really big in the 70s and 80s, apparently. And it just looks like it should be pretty interesting. I like learning about the history of Hollywood, both good and bad. It's entertaining to look back at it sometimes, and be glad to finally give that one a go one of these days.
My next one is a Disney 3-pack. which is the High School Musical collection. So, High School Musical, this is Encore Edition, which has some additional extended and director's cuttiness. It's basically High School Musical. I know I'm going to probably ruffle some feathers when I say it, but High School Musical was a good film. I hated it for the longest time, like any good nerd hates a film and never sees it. You know how that is. I admit, I was a bad nerd film geek at the time. I was all about hating on a film without even seeing it. But I just looked at it as like, oh, well, they're just going to highlight the football players like they always do and the sports teams and make fun of the nerds and talk about how great high school is. And then I saw it and I was like, no, it's not really like that. It's kind of almost a Romeo and Juliet type piece where you've got somebody who's from the math club and somebody who's from the sports team. And they both kind of hook together because of their love of singing. And both of their worlds don't like the song clubs, so they kind of have that mutual ground there. And a lot of it is about bucking expectations and cats. But bucking expectations and conformity, which is a message that most high schoolers need to understand and know, and they can learn a lot from it. They're not going to, but they should. And the songs are legit good. Okay, second one is about summer vacation, and it sucks. The third one is about graduation, and it's boring. So, really and truly, if you're not like me and you don't want to have all the movies in a series, you could just do well by getting the first one and being done.
I might end up with the second and third ones if when they release High School Musical 4, Jason Goes to Town, and they do the 4-pack.
Now, they do have High School Musical China, which I still have yet to see, but I'm curious. I need to see it. But, and I have it. But, still, I do like it. Like the first one. I need to rewatch the others, but if I remember correctly, they're schlock and bleh.
Yeah.
So,
But Halloween Kills actually has a really cool original song, Hunter's Moon. That'd be a good one for Jason probably to sing in the...
oh, there you go. Jason secretly always wanted to sing.
There you go, yes. So, my others have an interesting theme, which is, if memory serves correctly, I could be wrong about this, but I believe I'm right. These are all foreign films, and I think they're all foreign language with the probable exception of one. And I'm going to start with one by director Christian Petzold called Barbara, which stars Nina Haas and also Ronald Siegfried, Rainier Bach. This is directed by and co-stars the star of a film called Phoenix, which I actually have seen. And Phoenix was quite interesting. It had, if memory serves, it had an ending that I was kind of like, huh. But I've been kind of curious about seeing more by this director. Honestly, this is one that I intended to put back to take out of the cart, and apparently I forgot to do so. But whatever. I'm glad to have it. It's a German film, German language film. I can't remember if Petzold is actually German or if he's like just from that general region. But regardless, basically it's set in East Germany in 1980. Barbara is a doctor who has to deal with some of the stuff that they had to deal with back in those days. And I don't know, I'll give that a go eventually.
Well, my next one is not just a space saver, but an upgrade. The last of my non-anime. And that is the Madagascar collection. Now, this has the 4 movies, so Madagascar 1 through 3, and the Penguins of Madagascar. 3 shorts, and some of the TV episodes of the Madagascar series. The shorts are Madagascar Penguins and A Christmas Caper, Merry Madagascar, and Madly Madagascar. The Madagascar films are okay. They were kind of a fun romp. Basically, it's about zoo animals being dropped off in the wild and having to figure out how to fend for themselves. The penguins were the most entertaining part, which is why they got their solo movie.
Yes.
And that's about the whole of it, to tell you the truth. It's, one of them is they go to Madagascar. One of them, they end up going to Africa. I think that's because the lion is seeking out his parentage.
Something like that.
The third one, they join the circus. And then the fourth one, is the Penguin movie, and it's kind of a James Bond, spy.
The third one was like the caper, kind of European, Euro trip / caper kind of movie. Yeah.
But the only one of these I had on Blu-ray was the Penguins against Iscar. The rest of them I had on DVD. So it's kind of cool. I get to upgrade to Blu-ray, and 3 DVDs plus a Blu-ray is that's one Blu-ray. So
I don't really care for the packaging, but it does look good. But the weird thing is, I have seen the 3 Madagascar movies, but not the Penguins movie.
Oh, Penguins one's
but
great.
I only own the Penguins movie.
And the sad thing is, the Penguins one, in my opinion, is the best out of all of them.
Oh, well, so I hear, yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's just hilarious.
Right. So my next one is actually a film from Pakistan, if I remember correctly. The languages are Urdu and Pashto, and that is a film called Duktar, or Daughter, by Afia Serena Nathaniel. And this is a film that just caught my attention. I cannot for the life of me remember if it's one that was already on my radar before, but I was looking at the sales stuff and I was looking at the description, and this caught my attention. Essentially, in the mountains of Pakistan, Al-Araki kidnaps her 10-year-old daughter to save her from a child marriage to a tribal leader. And essentially the movie is about their attempt to get away and to find a new life, I guess you could say. It definitely sounded like an interesting story, something worth looking at. And I do, as you can probably tell from tonight's pickups, I like collecting foreign films, especially from areas that are very poorly represented in most Western collections. I don't know that I have any films in Urdu and Pashto, so that could be quite interesting. And I look forward to, all of these. I look forward to getting to them eventually. I can't swear when it'll happen, but...
I so am outdone by the artsiness of this particular pickup here. It's not going to get any better for me.
Well, I have a couple coming that may be more debatable for artsiness, but
I got a Kino order too, and there's one that probably would be considered that. It was expensive as get out, even with the sale. I never realized why until I realized, that's a film collection.
That could be why.
But I didn't realize that until I got it. I just thought it was a single old movie. So, this one, I swear I thought I had showed this before, but apparently it was not shown. It was down when I got it. And that was the When They Cry collection.
Ah.
Now, I'm going to put a picture up right here. Alright. And that's the picture of what this was. I had the big old box set, which was great to have for a collector, because I had gotten it a while back, and then they stopped. Even though there's 3, actually there's a new one out now.
Right.
But they just stopped. Even though you really needed at least the second season to get the finishing of the story. And then it languished for a long time until Sentai picked it up and finally re-released it.
Well, wasn't that partly a victim of Guinean going under?
Yeah, you're right. Guinean got it. Funimation got it briefly. That's how it got that other release. And then they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's a sad thing. It's a really good series. It's about this group of kids living in this particular town called Higurashi, and there is a lot
Hinamizawa.
Hinamizawa, sorry. And there's a lot of madness. There's a lot of like this strange disease that's going around, and mystery, and a heck of a lot of murder.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know more, we had a full discussion on this channel about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was our second anime anticlimax episode. I even got Dave to watch all of the episodes, which is a rare thing. But I got this really cheap because, oddly enough, sometimes they can go down in price for these.
Yeah.
And so all of this, the box was at least that much thicker. So this is a pretty big space saver.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a good series, and it was also an upgrade because the one I had was DVD. So I've got all 3 seasons. I'm going to try and wait until they've got both parts of the new series as one set and get that. But if you haven't seen it, you should. Especially around this time. Well, not this time of year anymore, but Halloween time. It is a good time for Higurashi.
We're still sort of in the season.
That's true. I still have the Halloween decorations up.
Right, exactly. So, next up, this one may not be so artsy as the others, but it's still a foreign film, damn it. It's, in fact, the languages on this one are Mandarin, English, and Cantonese. But this is one that we had seen on when we were doing our preview videos of the upcoming releases. And we saw this, and I think we were in agreement that this looks fun. We wanted to see it, but it's like, I didn't want to pay a whole lot for it, but when I saw it for 10, I was like, yes, please. And that is the film Lucky Grandma. It just looks amusing. It's like, it says, in the heart of Chinatown, New York, an ornery, chain-smoking, newly widowed 80-year-old grandma is eager to live life as an independent woman despite the worry of her family when a local fortune teller predicts a most auspicious day in her future. Grandma decides to head to the casino and goes all in, only to land herself on the wrong side of luck, suddenly attracting the attention of local gangsters, etc., etc. This just sounds fun. It just sounds fun. And I don't know if it... Well, I guess technically it might not really be a foreign film. But written and directed by Susie Seeley. Stars Tsai Chin. It looks fun. I do look forward to seeing this one. And there's a better chance, honestly, of that happening sooner than later.
So this next one's one that is going to be a longer term project. And they just came out with this set, which is the City Hunter Season 1 set. So that's 51 episodes on one disc. Eastern Star put this out again, so it's kind of an upgrade on the Blu-ray. They originally had this in 2 sets, much like the original DVD release of the series. And my hope is to eventually get... I'm thinking they're going to release all of it. At least second season, I know that they have 2 sets for this. So my guess is they're going to release a single for the second season as well. And then hopefully they'll get to season 3 in 91. So City Hunter is about this guy named Ryu Saiba. And he is basically a gun for hire. And Kaori, his assistant slash love interest slash torturer, is there helping him find the jobs and, earn some money. But he also has a kind of a weakness for the women. He's a bit of a pervert. So it's a fun series. I really enjoyed it. I really hope that they do like a special to end off the series, because I know the ending of it. I know how it does at the end. And it is good that this finally got a re-release. I've had the whole series, but okay. This is Season 1 of City Hunter on the previous release. So, 2 of these. they are quite spacey compared to that. So imagine, I've got also 2 more of these for season 2. And the other seasons are not as thick, but my hope is that they combine season 3 and 91 into one set, because they're like 2 13 series episodes.
Right.
So maybe
even if they don't, you're still saving space.
And maybe even more, I would love to see them take all the specials and combine them into one set. That would also be awesome. And I would be very happy with that. It would shrink this incredibly. If they did that, probably this is what it would take to do the whole space almost. That would be wonderful. But I think it was worthy of that. I actually kind of like it. I like how they've got that kind of curved edge there for that, so it kind of looks pretty cool. And in general, it's kind of an upgrade because it's on a Blu-ray, hardier disc, less susceptible to rot, and these are ancient. I got them for $25 total, and I think they're still going for more than that now online, so I'm hoping to get some money back on some of these by putting them on the bay. So you might see them.
So next up, this is one that was a long time coming. Back in the day, we had a mutual friend who was a really huge fan of a weird, snowed-in murder musical mystery from France called 8 Women. And I also made it to the theaters to see a weird, kind of slightly overheated psychodrama called Swimming Pool. And I thoroughly enjoyed both films. And they were both the work of a French director, Francois Ozon. And because of this, I was really briefly into Ozon's work. And I got both films. And I got a couple other films that he was associated with. One of which I hunted high and low for. And I eventually tracked down Water Drops on Burning Rocks. Picked it up because I knew that it was rare, and I was going to have to, I think I found it at Tower Records back when that was still around. And I got it home and I watched it and I'm like, holy crap, this might as well be a porno. It's like, you know, softcore. But it was like a French live action ecchi. But complete with porn music. I love that part of it. But there was another one that I was hunting for that I just never got to. And I guess maybe Water Drops on Burning Rocks kind of threw a little bit of water on my desire to get the rest of the guy's work. But this was the other one I was really looking for at the time. And I kept it in mind. And again, when it went on sale, as cheap as it did, I could not get the film Under the Sand, which stars Charlotte Rampling, who also starred in Swimming Pool. And you've got a number of other folks in there, Bruno Cremer, Alexandra Stewart, you know, all these other folks. It's a French language film. Basically, it says a mesmerizing tale of loss and grief. Well, that sounds fun, doesn't it? But one day at the beach, she and her husband, who's played by Bruno Cremer, naps in the sand. She naps in the sand while he goes for a swim. When she awakens, he is gone. Did he drown? Did he run off? Distraught, she notifies the authorities, but no body is found.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a mystery element to this one as well, apparently. Again, I really do think this could be an excellent film. Even though I kind of rag on Water Drops on Burning Rocks, it's still a well-made film, and it had its moments. I friggin' loved 8 Women and Swimming Pool, so I think this could be well worth a watch. I'm glad to finally have it. I don't know why it took so friggin' long, but yeah.
Well, mine is that one of the big space savers. It's not an upgrade, but it is a space saver. And that is Flame of Recco, the collection. So, Flame of Recco. There we go there. A ninja must serve a lord, and Recco Hanabishi has sworn to serve the person who can defeat him in battle. But despite his martial prowess, penchant for traps, and his family's fireworks, his battles amount to little more than schoolyard brawls. Ninjas died out a long ago, and though he's always felt a connection, it's all just pretend, or is it? When a mysterious woman confronts him and tells him he's the last survivor of an ancient ninja clan, the chosen one, born with the power to control fire, his whole world is turned around. A battle ensues, and he finds out just how true her claims might be when he summons the flames from his hands. So again, this was a decent enough shonen series. I felt like it ended kind of abruptly. I have not read the manga, but there's a reason for this. Okay, so you see this. It's about the size of about, what, 2 DVDs? 1.5, basically? Okay. This is what it's replacing.
Yeah.
That's 10. That's a lot. Alright. But I can take a look now at volume 10, which is 41 episodes. Back when they released these things like that. You can even see where they kind of changed the logo at the end that Viz had towards the end of the run. It's not a bad series, but one that I have wanted to condense for a long time. I looked at it and said, okay, this has gotta go. It went on sale. I bought it. It's worth getting a hold of and just not having to deal with that giant flood of things there. So, very cool.
And that's also a Discotheque release, right?
That is a Discotheque.
Nice. So yeah, definitely one thing they are doing well is saving space.
Damn straight.
Alright, so now for something completely different.
Indeed.
So one thing, those of you who are our faithful viewers, and hopefully some of you are not, are probably well aware, and definitely anyone who tunes in for our discussions on Movies Galore or Delusions of Grandeur, tuned in for our anime anticlimax, basically anything that brings into our other movie watching friends, knows that we as a group, for the most part, are pretty obsessive collectors. And they know that we all have our reasons besides just being hoarders.
That too, though.
But certain individuals, like for example, I know that Dave has a strong belief that everything needs to be watched. That if I'm putting any words in people's mouths, I apologize, but this is my impression, that he believes that if a film should find an audience somehow, and he's more than willing to give them that audience. I know Dane is obsessed with preservation of controversial stuff, but we as a group really do have an interest in watching a variety of things, in collecting a variety of things, and in trying to preserve things and to have a broad-based collection, partly so that we can help with all of these things. And I know you yourself pointed out on this channel that certain things you get for variety. So, and I do participate in Movies Galore and Delusions of Grandeur frequently, which has broadened my horizons in terms of the films I've watched. Some of those I never would have watched on my own. 3 or 4 of them I'm kind of not sure that I'm glad I did watch. But, one that I know will one day be brought up, because it is considered one of the godfathers of a genre that I don't really have a love for, which is known as the giallo genre of Italian cinema. But it's also sort of just a hop, skip, and a jump away from American splatter films, which is another genre that I'm not crazy about, but certain in our number do love. And there are many who argue that this was one of the first slasher films. So I figure for historical import and for the fact that I will have to watch it eventually anyway, and it was cheap.
Oh, I've put it up several times.
I went ahead and ordered Mario Bava's A Bay of Blood. It's an early 70s Italian film, 1971 Italian film. Again, early giallo film, supposedly incredibly bloody, rather gory. I probably will not enjoy this at all, but I feel like it's not the only film in my collection that I have no desire to watch again. Birth of a Nation comes to mind, and there's a couple that I'm debating getting that I would have little desire to see or see again.
Yeah, I keep American Beauty in my collection.
Exactly. See, that's my point. We are willing to look beyond our personal preferences. And this does have some good bonus features, so it's a good, worthwhile addition to have. If I'm going to have it, I might as well watch it with, well, I was going to say, most of these features require watching the film more than once. I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
but, like I said, it's worth having. And, we do like to promote the idea that it's worth looking at things you might not have sought out on your own. It's good to get outside your wheelhouse now and then.
So, to my knowledge, and for those of you who are slasher fans, correct me in the comments. That's one of a trilogy of films that kind of come together to form the elements of the modern slasher. The other two films being Peeping Tom and Psycho, our very own Alfred Hitchcock. They came together, all those elements came together in a movie called Black Christmas, which we did.
We did, yes.
Do on Inside Movies Galore, which was considered probably the very first modern slasher. And, well, the rest is history.
And we did also cover Psycho. We have not hit the others yet.
So, it's kind of cool to see those. I actually own all three, though I do need to watch my copy of Peeping Tom because it's used, so I cannot say I truly have it until I watch it. So, part of the reason why I've gotten some of these, other than saving space, is I'm also trying to encourage the release or the continued release by Discotheque of these series. Not all these are Discotheque, but this next one is. And two of them in particular, one of them has not come out yet. It's coming out, I think, sometime this month. But it's about some series that have never fully gotten released here in the United States. And they're finally planning on trying to do a full release.
Cool.
So not only do I want to go ahead and get that, I want to I want to be able to have a complete series. And that one of those two is Sgt Frog.
Oh.
Now, this is the first season, which technically they did as a season 1 and 2 set in the United States originally, which is this one. You can see them both here. So it's this one and this one. So they consider these season 1 and season 2. This one, they just say Season 1. So, again, not a bad space saving overall. They did a Season 3, which would be about another halvesies, but there's more to it than that. It's about a bunch of alien frogs that have come to conquer the world. Problem is, they're kind of stupid. So, it's a really fun show. I've enjoyed what I've seen of it, so I had to get it eventually. And then they just stopped releasing it. But according to what Eastern Star / Discotheque, because both names are on it, has said, they plan on getting through the entire series. The other set, just to say it, is Kotobukijake, which the first and second season here in the United States, there are really only 2 seasons. They were just both incredibly long seasons. But what was released here is coming out on set 1, and then set 2 is going to release the rest that was not. So what's going to be funny is that like 2 volumes of season 1 are going to basically be the same as everything. Like 100 and some episodes, which is fine by me. I do have that Kotobukijake pre-ordered, so I'll show that off when I get it. And I am glad to have it in this format. It's kind of an upgrade too because it's newer and it is a Blu-ray. It's standard definition, so it's not going to be a better picture, but it'll definitely be preserved better. So, hey, I'm all for that. Good going on that.
See, that's one thing with them though, is they do the standard def, which you'd be disappointed that Blu-ray is standard def, but then you're like, but it means they can cram all those. Exactly, yes.
It's that switch, is it trade-off, and you still get the durability of Blu-ray, which is nice.
Now, the last one on my pickups is the one that I have actually seen. And in fact, I very, very thoroughly enjoyed the film. And it's a rarity. It's actually a Koen Media Group release, which Kino does a lot of the releases for Koen Media. Those tend to be very limited releases, very limited. And I don't know that I've even seen this one offered before. And then they had it on the sale, and I was like, holy crap, yes, I'm getting that. And that was one of the reasons I placed the order in the first place. That and the fact that they did have a lot of good stuff at good prices. But this is a Turkish film that was actually an Oscar nominee, and it may be the first Turkish film in my collection. I'm not sure.
Rampage?
No, this is more recent. This was 2015. But it's a 2015 Turkish film called Mustang. That basically it's in a village in the north of Turkey at the beginning of summer. Layli and her 4 sisters come home from school, innocently playing with boys. The supposed debauchery of their games causes a scandal with unintended consequences. The family's home slowly turns into a prison. Classes on housework and cooking replace school, and marriages begin to be arranged, etc., etc. So basically, it's about a very conservative and overprotective family going nutso, and their girls paying the price for it. And again, I thought it was a really good movie. I was very impressed by it when I saw it. And when I saw a chance to get it really cheap, I snapped it right up. And I very much am glad to have this one in the collection. And like I said, especially because I really don't think I have any Turkish films, so that's a nice ad.
I have Rampage.
You got the quality one there.
Though I have seen adverts that and I think it's over now. I didn't have the money to scrape together, but they were trying to do a limited release of the Turkish Star Wars, which I wish I could have gotten hold of.
I tell you, though, there was one Oscar-nominated film that you know, because you saw it, that I was tempted to order. I will have to get it eventually, but God, I don't really particularly want Dogtooth in my collection.
Yeah, I saw it on the sale. I was thinking, Jacob's gonna get this.
Yes.
I didn't like it. So, my last one is the most expensive one. It's a Sentai release. And it was on sale when I got it, but on sale is still expensive, but it's better than like the 90 that Rightstuf is putting it on there for right now. And that is the Steelbook of Rasafan. It's a very cool looking art design on there.
Yeah.
This is a mecha anime. It kind of has Evangelion vibes, but it's not quite Evangelion. It's a lot of angels and demons. I did really enjoy this. It comes with the TV series and the movie. I really did like it. I enjoyed watching it. I actually liked it better than Ava because it wasn't up its own ass like Ava. So, you know, but originally, so it's an upgrade. It's 20 something, I think.
Yeah.
It's not a huge, it's not like the others. It also comes with 2 specials, Her and Herself and Memory. And it has actually a pretty decent number of special features on here, which is something right there. Yeah, 26 episodes series. But you also have 2 specials in the movie. So originally I had the movie on DVD, and unlike the Discotheque, these are in high definition. So, or at least so they say. And this was the series set. Now, this is annoying. I love it because it's cool looking, but it is annoying because when you're moving it on the shelves, sometimes you have to move an entire row because of this monster. Look at this comparatively. That takes up just the size of that movie.
Just about.
And that's it. That's a huge space savings. You're not moving this whole monster around. Unlike Flame of Recco, which I'll admit, yes, that's a huge chunk, but you can kind of move.
You can split.
You can split it as it goes from row to row. But if you're running out of space on one of these bastards, you might leave like 3 or 4 sitting here on that side empty, and you're having to move like 3 or 4 on the other side when you're trying to add stuff in. So that makes this probably one of my most worth it. Though the City Hunter and the Sgt Frog are also kind of annoying in the way that they are gathered together like that. This really is the most annoying of them all. Eventually I might get Girls Bravo that way. I love the Girls Bravo box so much. So that's pretty much it for my stuff there. I mean, I think I saved the best for last on it. I mean, it is really cool art-wise.
Right.
Steelbook. I don't have many of these steelbooks. I don't know. This might actually be the only one.
The only steelbook?
I think. Well, only steel...
Didn't you do the steelbook for Made in Abyss?
Oh, wait. Yeah, I do have the Made in Abyss trilogy.
Yeah.
I want to say I got Clannad, but I don't know if I got the Clannad steelbook.
I've been waiting for it to come down in price, but
Let me see.
I will get that if it comes down in price.
That's Coonskin, which is, of course, everybody's favorite anime.
You're looking for Clannad?
It'd probably be at the end of that row there. I might have just gotten...
Oh, here. Yeah, that looks like a regular
That's
edition.
just the regular edition, yeah. So, I thought about it.
I got the one for No Game No Life.
So, you know, it's kind of cool. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. And, of course, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.